Good morning, everybody. Myself, D.K. Verma from Santiniketan Jubilee School, Motihari. As you all know, that we have studied in the online classes first chapter of civics, class 9, in the previous classes, and this chapter is what is democracy, why democracy. Students, we have come to know about some basic facts in this chapter, and now we have to study about the remaining topics from this chapter. Some remaining topics in this chapter are free and fair electoral competition, one person, one vote, one value, that is the true sign and symbol of a true democracy, that is also known as universal suffrage or universal adult franchise. Next topic is rule of law and respect for rights. After that comes here why democracy. That is another part of this chapter here written why democracy after what is democracy. And after this arguments against democracy means we have to criticize democracy why it is not a good form of government. And after this arguments for democracy means merits of democracy. Why do we like democracy? Why democracy is better than non-democracy? And the last topic of discussion in this chapter is broader meaning of democracy that we would discuss at the end. Students, let us begin our class from today's topic free and fair electoral competition. From this chapter, what is democracy and why democracy? That is my third lecture period from this chapter. But before that, students, I would like to tell you my own personal contact. If you have any confusion anywhere during the study, you may contact on 76549494143. Once again, 76549494143. Now, I am going to start. Free and fair electoral competition is what? As we are discussing as students that democracy is the best known form of government in the world. And whenever we try to know merits of democracy, we come to know about free and fair electoral competition that is held in a true democracy, in a good democracy like our country, India. Students, free and fair election means what? Or free and fair electoral competition means what? The answer is very clear. Free and fair electoral competition means everyone of the certain age group may contest the election from any party or non-party, may vote, may win the election, and may participate in the government. And the elections are held on the basis of the burning issues or questions of the society and nation. This is called free and fair electoral competition. But along with it, whenever we are talking about free and fair electoral competition, we come to know that government's machinery in this regard is used very fairly, very nicely. Government machinery during election is not in a condition to support a particular party or a group of people. Whoever wins the election, it becomes clear that the very person gets elected only due to people's vote, and our election commission impartially does all the works during the election from notification of election to the declaration of result. So whenever we are talking about free and fair electoral competition, there is a very nice sense to participate in the election, to contest the election, to use government's machinery, to nicely perform each and every system, and just to win the election on the basis of people's consent, on the basis of people's vote. So this is found, students, in a true democracy, and that is known as free and fair electoral competition. That is a merit of democracy. Let us begin another topic, and that is one person, one vote, one value. In the previous class, we have studied, students, about universal suffrage or universal adult franchise. What is the meaning of universal adult franchise? I have already taught you, but once again I would like to tell you about universal adult franchise or universal suffrage, because this in the another form is known as one person, one vote, one value. In a true democracy like our country, it doesn't matter whether a person is belonging to which race or community, which background or which field. Only if the person has covered the certain age group and is able to cast the vote or contest the election, keeping all rules and regulations of the country, of the system, of the constitution, of the electoral system, may participate in the electoral competition. And that is why everyone has got one vote, and every vote has got equal value. It means a beggar living at a place can cast his vote or her vote, and the value of that very person is equal to the value of vote of a very rich person. So one person can use his democratic rights in the form of one vote, and that value of vote is equal to the value of any other person in the society or nation. So this is called one person, one vote, one value, that is in another form known as universal adult franchise or universal suffrage. So this is the true quality of democracy, students, that we have come to know through our reading, through our study, through our lecture. And there are very few countries in the world which have accepted this system, one person, one vote, one value. India is a nice country in this regard, which keeps this system in its electoral system, one person, one value, one vote. So this is also a quality of our electoral politics, our democratic politics, and in the constitution also. These things have been clearly specified. So students, with this discussion, with this lecture, we are just going to end our this lecture, and the remaining portion would be discussed in the last or in the next topic, because now we have some more topics to study, which are rule of law and respect for rights, why do we need democracy, arguments against democracy, arguments for democracy, and lastly, broader meaning of democracy. Thank you very much.